Tonight you will sleep like every other night. But tomorrow morning, something will happen. Either you will wake up for Fajr, or you will turn in your bed, ignore the call, and miss it again. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. What if missing Fajr tomorrow is not just missing a prayer? What if it quietly decides the kind of day you will have, the kind of protection you will lose, and the kind of life you are building without realizing it? Stay with me, because most people have no idea what they give up when they miss Fajr, and by the time they realize it, it is already too late. Fajr is not just another prayer. It is not equal to the others in struggle. It is not equal in reward. And it is not equal in consequence. There is a reason Fajr happens when your body wants sleep, when your mind wants comfort, and when your bed feels heavier than your intentions. And there is a reason Allah placed something massive at that time, something witnessed, something protected, something that silently separates those who truly submit from those who only intend to. Most people think missing Fajr is small. They say, I will pray later. Allah is merciful. I am tired. But Islam does not treat Fajr lightly. And neither should you. Fajr is not just a ritual. It is the moment when the night ends and the world is still quiet. When everything around you sleeps, and only your soul is awake, waiting for you to rise. It is that one test every believer faces every single day. The test that separates those who merely intend from those who act. The test that shows who truly obeys Allah, even when no one is watching and the warmth of their bed calls louder than any alarm. Allah has elevated this prayer in the Quran, saying that its recitation is witnessed, and the word witnessed is not to be taken lightly, because it means angels are present, recording every movement, observing every whisper, testifying to your obedience or your neglect. Every moment of hesitation, every extra minute you lie down thinking you can pray later, is a battle, a silent tug-of-war between your nafs and your obedience, between shaitan trying to claim your morning and Allah offering you protection, barakah, and a chance to start your day under His watchful mercy. And it is not just about this world. Fajr has implications for your akhirah, light in the grave, intercession on the day of judgment, and a reward promised to those who consistently rise to meet it. Missing it is not trivial. It is losing a protection that cannot be measured, a blessing that cannot be seen, and a chance to strengthen your sincerity, discipline, and spiritual connection. Yet the moment you answer the call, even when your body protests, even when the comfort of sleep tempts you, something shifts inside. Your day begins differently. Your heart is aligned. Your mind is calmer. Your actions take on more purpose. And all of this happens quietly, almost imperceptibly. But its impact accumulates with every morning you rise for Allah. It is a battle fought in private, but its consequences are immense, shaping your day, your discipline, your protection, and your relationship with Allah in ways that ripple far beyond the sunrise. The truth is, Fajr is more than a prayer. It is a statement of who you are, what you value, and who controls your life when no one else is watching. It is a declaration that obedience matters more than comfort, that sincerity matters more than routine, and that rising for Allah is a choice that sets the course for everything that follows. And if you begin to realize this, if you begin to internalize this, you will see that Fajr is not a burden. It is a gift, a secret shield, and a gateway to blessings that few understand, and even fewer pursue consistently. Waking up for Fajr is not about energy, routine, or habit. It is a test of who truly controls your life, even when no one is watching. It is a moment when your nafs whispers, just 5 more minutes, and the warmth of your bed tries to claim you. Yet, Allah calls, and that call is louder than comfort itself. The Prophet described that the prayers most difficult for hypocrites are Fajr and Isha, not because of their length, not because they are complicated, but because obedience in private, when comfort is threatened, is the truest test of faith and sincerity. Every morning you fight to rise. You are declaring without words that Allah comes before your desires, before convenience, and before the fleeting pleasures of sleep. This is why Fajr separates hearts. It distinguishes the one who prays because it is easy from the one who prays because they love Allah. because they fear missing his protection, and because they trust in his reward. It is a quiet struggle, unseen by others, but every movement of your body, every whispered dua, and every step to the masjid or to your prayer mat is witnessed and recorded, shaping your heart and soul in ways nothing else can. And the victory of overcoming that initial resistance is more than physical. It is spiritual. It trains patience, discipline, and sincerity. It sharpens your focus, and it aligns your intentions with divine guidance. Each Fajr is a private triumph, a confirmation that your obedience is real, your faith is alive, and your heart belongs to Allah first, before anything else in this fleeting world. Those who consistently rise for Fajr do not just pray, they build resilience, character, and a connection with Allah that carries protection, blessing, and light into the rest of their day and beyond. Missing it, without a valid excuse, is not merely letting sleep win. It is letting a test, a blessing, and an opportunity for protection slip away quietly, almost unnoticed, while the rest of the world moves forward unaware. Fajr is not just a prayer that marks the beginning of the day. It is a shield, a safeguard, and a source of barakah that most people fail to realize until it is too late. The Prophet said that whoever prays Fajr is under the protection of Allah until evening, and that protection is not symbolic. It is real, subtle, and powerful, shaping your day in ways you cannot measure. Think about it. Dangers that could have reached you are diverted. Whispers of shaitan are weakened, and obstacles that seemed inevitable are softened. All because you chose obedience over comfort. The world rarely teaches us to value this kind of invisible security. We chase tangible gains, recognition, and temporary successes while ignoring the profound protection offered in the quiet moments before sunrise. Every morning you rise for Fajr, angels witness you, barriers are set around your life, and divine attention is placed on your affairs. Small incidents, big decisions, even interactions you are not conscious of, all subtly guided and protected by Allah. And it is not just about safety. It is about barakah, blessing in your time, in your energy, and in the way your efforts flow throughout the day. You may think you are functioning normally, but the moments of ease, focus, and opportunity that come after Fajr are not random. They are the direct result of obedience, the fruit of sincerity, and the manifestation of Allah's mercy in ways that remain unseen to the eye, but deeply felt by the soul. When you miss Fajr, even once without a valid reason, you step out in the world without that divine shield, without that subtle flow of blessing. And while the day may seem ordinary, you have already given up protection that could have prevented mistakes, hardship, or unnecessary struggles. Those who make Fajr consistently are quietly building a fortress around their lives, an invisible armor of Allah's mercy, guidance, and blessing, one morning at a time, while others remain exposed, unaware, and vulnerable, as if they are walking into a battlefield without even knowing it. Rising for Fajr is not just obedience. It is choosing Allah's protection and blessing over the temporary ease of sleep. And that choice changes everything, even if you cannot yet see the impact. Fajr is not just the start of the day. It is the quiet architect of your life, the invisible force that shapes your actions, your mindset, and your heart before the world even wakes. When you rise for Fajr, you are making a choice that few have the discipline to make. To obey Allah when it is hardest, to sacrifice comfort for purpose, and to prioritize divine guidance over personal desire. This act of obedience carries with it an energy, a focus, and a spiritual alignment that cannot be manufactured by coffee, motivation, or planning. It comes directly from Allah, flowing into your day quietly, subtly, but powerfully. The Prophet made dua asking Allah to bless his nation in the early mornings. And that dua is not just about time. It is about barakah in your life, in your efforts, in your decisions, and in your mindset. When you start your day with Fajr, your mind becomes sharper, your heart steadier, and your actions more intentional. You are not just performing a ritual. You are setting the tone for the entire day, establishing a rhythm that aligns with divine will, that strengthens patience, and that keeps shaitan at a distance. because he loses influence over the one who obeys Allah before the world even stirs. And yet, this is why missing Fajr is more serious than most realize. When you skip it, you step into the day without that spiritual alignment, without that focus, without that invisible guidance and protection, leaving your heart more vulnerable, your mind more restless, and your actions more likely to drift away from purpose. Those who make Fajr consistently are building a rhythm of success, discipline and closeness to Allah that compounds every day, quietly strengthening character, sharpening faith, and blessing their worldly and spiritual affairs. While those who neglect it may chase achievement, comfort, and recognition but never truly capture the inner strength, protection, and barakah that only obedience in the quiet hours can provide. Rising for Fajr is not just about prayer. It is about creating a foundation for your life. A spiritual launchpad that elevates your soul, strengthens your discipline, and invites Allah's mercy into every moment that follows. Fajr is more than just a prayer that starts your day. It is a gateway to protection, illumination, and eternal reward. A moment where your obedience intersects with Allah's mercy in ways that go far beyond what the eye can see. The Prophet taught that those who consistently pray Fajr are under Allah's protection until evening. And this is not merely a physical protection. It is spiritual, emotional, and unseen guidance that shields your heart, mind, and soul from the whispers of shaitan, the pitfalls of distraction, and the trials that could derail your day before it even begins. Every time you answer the call to Fajr, angels witness you, record your obedience, and intercede on your behalf, creating a layer of divine shielding that carries you quietly through the challenges of life. And it is not just for this world. Fajr illuminates your grave, provides light on the day of judgment, and becomes a reason for paradise for those who remain steadfast. When darkness surrounds the earth, when your body pleads for comfort, and when your mind wrestles with laziness, rising for Fajr is a declaration that your ultimate loyalty is to Allah, that your purpose transcends temporary ease, and that your soul seeks the light of obedience over the shadow of neglect. Missing it, even once without a valid excuse, is not simply skipping a prayer. It is turning away from a source of light, protection, and eternal reward that could have guided your entire life and safeguarded your soul. But when you rise, something shifts inside you. Your heart feels lighter, your mind clearer, your day more purposeful, and your connection to Allah deeper. Fajr is a secret weapon that few recognize, a quiet test that produces immense spiritual elevation, and a divine gift that links this world to the next. Those who grasp it, who make it a consistent habit, are not just praying. They are building resilience, discipline, and spiritual momentum that carries blessings into every moment of their day and extends far into the hereafter, creating a legacy of obedience and connection that cannot be measured, but can transform both life and eternity. Fajr is not just a prayer. It is a battlefield of the soul, fought in silence, in darkness, and in the moments when your own desires scream louder than your intentions. Every morning, Shaitan knows exactly when to attack. When your body craves sleep, when your mind whispers excuses, and when comfort tempts you to turn away. He knows that if he can convince you to skip Fajr, he can influence your entire day, your focus, your decisions, your mood, your gratitude, and even your closeness to Allah. And yet the one who rises, who prays despite the struggle, who chooses obedience over ease, experiences a transformation that cannot be seen by others, but is felt profoundly in the heart. That morning struggle, that small but conscious victory over the nafs, builds discipline, fortifies sincerity, and strengthens resilience. It is in this quiet fight that the believer's character is sharpened, patience is expanded, and spiritual momentum begins to flow throughout the day. Every step toward Fajr, every moment of hesitation overcome, every whispered dua offered in the quiet hours of dawn is recorded, rewarded, and multiplied beyond imagination. Those who persist in this struggle are not merely performing a prayer, they are crafting a life rooted in obedience, fortified with protection, and blessed with barakah that extends to every action, every decision, and every challenge they will face. And the greatest part is that these effects are subtle, yet cumulative. The strength, clarity, and tranquility built from consistently rising for Fajr grows silently, quietly, and powerfully, forming a foundation of faith and resilience that becomes impossible to break. Missing Fajr, by contrast, is not simply a skipped prayer. It is a surrender to the ease of the moment, a weakening of the soul, and a missed opportunity for divine protection, guidance, and reward. Each Fajr you rise for is a declaration that your faith matters more than your comfort, that your obedience is stronger than distraction, and that your connection with Allah is worth every struggle, every early morning, and every sacrifice. It is a private victory, yet it shapes every public and private moment of your life, quietly transforming you into someone who not only survives the day, but thrives spiritually, emotionally, all under the mercy and guidance of Allah. So tonight, when your alarm is set, and the darkness of the night surrounds you, remember what is at stake. Fajr is not just a prayer. It is a test, a blessing, a shield, and a source of light that stretches far beyond the morning. Every struggle to rise, every whisper of doubt you overcome, and every step toward obedience shapes your heart, your discipline, and your entire day. Allah witnesses it all. Angels record it all, and the protection, barakah, and guidance you gain are beyond what you can measure. Missing Fajr is not a small matter. It is stepping into your day without the divine shield that could have guarded your actions, your decisions, and your soul. But when you rise, you are claiming victory over your own desires, over Shaitan's whispers, and over the pull of comfort that seeks to pull you away from Allah. You are stepping into a day aligned with divine mercy, blessed with focus, and prepared for every challenge with the strength that only obedience can build. Let this reminder reach your heart tonight. Do not let sleep or excuses steal what Allah has placed as a treasure in the early hours of the morning. Rise for Fajr, and you rise not just for prayer, but for protection, for barakah, for discipline, and for your eternal connection with Allah. Let every morning be a step towards strength, closeness to Allah, and a life shaped by obedience, sincerity, and purpose. And if this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and take one step tonight to ensure that tomorrow you answer the call of Fajr and start your day the way Allah intended, with Him.